We got a new lawsuit on the horizon against Donald Trump, who now has declared that he wants to take over the Postal Service, the one organization within the United States government that people agree is working fine. Nothing like breaking something that's already been fixed. The Postal Service, 73% of Americans think it's working fine to deliver their packages and vice versa. And now we're going to put the Commerce Department, and Howard Lutnick just confirmed a day and a half ago, a guy from Wall Street, and now he's going to control or try to control 630,000 employees that are mainly union, having come out of an experience in the business world where he had no unions. What could go wrong? Everything. I'm Michael Popok. You're on Legal AF. The Postal Service used to be a part of the cabinet of the presidency. But in the 1970s, after a strike, they decided not to politicize it and not have the ability for somebody like then Richard Nixon, now Donald Trump, to make it a rag doll for political purposes. So to depoliticize it, they passed an act in 1970, which made it an independent unit of the government. It has a board, it has a commission, and that board and commission is now under attack by Donald Trump. Many of them are Republicans, including some that served in his administration. Hell, the Postmaster General, DeJoy, was somebody that Donald Trump appointed in 2020, and Biden kept along for the ride. But no, Donald Trump needs to take over all of the government, even the part that's working well, and turn it over. Now, here's the lawsuit part, right? It's an act of Congress. The Postal Recovery Act established them as an independent agency with a commission controlling it and took it out from under the president. Plus, without another act of Congress, combined with the labor unions, which are no friend of Donald Trump for good reason, going along for the ride, his efforts to try to take it over are going to fail, right? This has been some sort of secret dream of Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary. He's been whispering this in the ear of Donald Trump forever. He's got no experience in delivering the mail or packages. He has no experience in working with labor unions. Sure, he had a company that, I don't know, had 14,000 employees. Almost none of them are unionized. And now he's going to do what? He's going to violate congressional law, leading to another lawsuit. I mean, the board has already met. A lot of secret meetings going on to try to oppose Donald Trump. We had a whole bunch in Europe getting together in France of European leaders. And now we had the board of the Postal Commission getting together to retain outside counsel to oppose this unlawful power grab by Donald Trump. That seems to be the only hot takes I'm doing lately, the unlawful power grab. At the end of the day, he's going to continue to grab as much territory and turf for himself as the courts will allow him. Congress is not going to stand in his way. I mean, I don't know if there's political will to turn the Postal Service back over to the White House because he's a short timer. I mean, Donald Trump, I know it seems like it's a long time. Look how I've aged. My beard was brown when we started in November. Kidding. But he's a short timer and short termer in terms of a time horizon. He's only got one term. Yeah. And so what the Congress and the senators in particular are always worried about is making changes like this to the government. And if the Democrats get in power, they've got all the power. See, it's great for Donald Trump, right? He gets to be a king for the day or a king for 4 years. But then what? When it's President Gavin Newsom or J.B. Pritzker or Pete Buttigieg or Whitmer or fill in the blank, then what? You know, you can't live for today. These institutions have been here for over 250 years. The Postal Service has been here for over 250 years. So now Donald Trump is like lifting up the hood and monkeying around with all of the gears and the engine and everything for something that's working properly. I mean, I may not like DeJoy for many, many reasons. However, that thing, the Postal Service, has finally started to turn a profit under his management. Now's not the time to try to tinker with it and try to privatize the Postal Service. See, that's the next step. First, he takes it within the White House. He puts somebody who's not competent to run it in the Commerce Department to run it. He runs it into the ground. Then they go, oh, didn't work. We got to privatize it. Got to turn it over to local. Got to sell the Postal Service to FedEx. Is anybody on this hot take right now? Put it in comments. Does anybody in this hot take want UPS or FedEx to take over the delivery of your Social Security check, your food stamp check, your mail, your grandma care package and vice versa, sending the package off to your kids at camp? The mail is the best thing about the government, 73% of the people in a Pew Charitable Trust poll recently said. Donald Trump's approval rating is down below 45. He's the lowest rated president by about, his approval rating is about 30 points away from the Postal Service. And Donald Trump, that's not good enough for Donald Trump. Let me take it over. What's he going to, he's not going to get approval ratings for the Postal Service above 73%. You can't get 73% of Americans to agree on whether, how much mayonnaise goes in potato salad. How are you going to get him on this? Bad idea, will lead to lawsuits. And look at all the money that our taxpayer dollars are having to spend to defend his lawsuits. Just like when he was a criminal, let's call it for what it is, when he was a felon, and was burning $20 to $30 million a month in legal fees. I was like, well, that's on him and his donors. But now it's on us and our taxpayer dollars. We'll never see likely the line item budget for how much and how many lawyers in the Department of Justice and how many lawyers have to be hired just to defend all of Donald Trump's fascist, harebrained, too smart by half ideas and policies in courts. He went after Jack Smith and he said, oh, Jack Smith spent $15 million prosecuting me. By the time everything is all said and done, Donald Trump will have spent hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayer dollars on these boondoggles, on these lawsuits that are destined to fail, like the takeover of the Postal Service. But I'll be here to catch it every week, every hour, every day on the Midas Touch Network and right here on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. We are well on our way. There's no reason we can't hit 500,000 subscribers in the next couple of weeks. We're at 475 and climbing. And I want to hit, not because of ego, because of algorithm, because the bigger we get, the more your voice is heard. You're building this network with us with our bare hands. We have no outside investors. I want to get to 1 million subscribers by our ninth anniversary, 9-month anniversary. And we'll do it with your help. I'll continue to cover things right here. Come here for original content you can't find anywhere else at the intersection of law and politics. I got some great commentators here. Dina Dahl is here, Shan Wu is here, Court Accountability is here, and others. So until my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the Midas Touch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.